Well, it seems to be that it is that time again. Department of Commerce, Economics and Statistics Administration, U.S. Census Bureau, right, is sending out those forms again. But if you'll notice, it reads the American Community Survey, and they're saying and threatening in big, bold letters, your response is required by law. It tells you as soon as you open it up, United States Census Bureau American Community Survey, go to respond.census.gov ACS to complete this thing. And saying that I have to go there by law. What about those people who don't have internet? What about those people who don't have computers? How are they supposed to complete this survey? Right? It says important, you will need information from the address label on this card to log in. If you need help or have questions about the American Community Survey, call the toll-free number, blah, blah, blah. And on the next form it says, a message from the Director, U.S. Census Bureau, your household has been randomly selected to complete a very important national survey, the American Community Survey. The U.S. Census Bureau conducts a survey to give our country an up-to-date picture of how we live, our education, employment, housing, and more. Using the enclosed instructions, please complete the survey online as soon as possible at https://respondcensus.gov ACS. The Census Bureau is using the internet to collect this information. We will send you a paper questionnaire in a few weeks. Blah, blah, blah. Here's where it gets interesting. The survey collects critical information used to meet the needs of communities across the United States. For example, the results from this survey are used to decide where new schools, hospitals, and fire stations are needed. This information also helps communities plan for the kind of emergency situations that might affect you and/or your neighbors, such as floods or other natural disasters. The Census Bureau chose your address, not you personally, as a part of a randomly selected sample. You are required by U.S. law to respond to the survey. The Census Bureau is required by U.S. law to keep your answers confidential. The enclosed brochures answer frequently asked questions about the survey. If you need help completing the survey, please call blah, blah, blah. This is a lie. I'm going to show you why. Forgive me for the blurry image, but this is the pamphlet that they give. It's in the mail, and that's what I had to take with my cell phone. My cell phone's not as good as I wanted it to be. Frequently asked questions. What is the American Community Survey? The American Community Survey collects information about population and housing characteristics for the nation, states, cities, counties, metropolitan areas, and communities on a continuous basis. Based on the American Community Survey, the Census Bureau can provide up-to-date data about a rapidly changing country more often than once every 10 years when the census is conducted. How do I benefit by answering the American Community Survey? Communities need data about the well-being of children, family, and the older population to provide services to them. By responding to the American Community Survey questionnaire, you're helping your community to establish goals, identify problems and solutions, and measure the performance of the programs. The data are also used to decide where to locate new highways, schools, hospitals, and community centers to show a large corporation that a town has a workforce the company needs, and many other ways. Do I have to answer the questions on the American Community Survey? Yes. Your response to the survey is required by law. Title 13 U.S. Code Sections 141, 193, and 221. Title 13, as changed by Title 18, imposes a penalty for not responding. We estimate the survey will take about 40 minutes to complete. How will the Census Bureau use the information that I provide? The Census Bureau can use the information you provide for statistical purposes only and cannot publish or release information that would identify you and/or your household. Your information will be used in combination with information from other households to produce data for your community. Similar data will be produced for communities across the United States. We may combine your answers with information you gave to other agencies to enhance the statistical uses of these data. This information will be given the same protections as your survey information. Based on the information that you provide, you may be asked to participate in other Census Bureau surveys that are voluntary. Will the Census Bureau keep my information confidential? Yes, all the information the Census Bureau collects for the survey about you and your household is confidential by law, Title 13 U.S. Code Section 9. By law, every Census Bureau employee, including the director as well as every field representative, has taken an oath and is subject to jail term, a fine, or both if he or she discloses any information that could identify you or your household. Where can I find more information about the community survey or get assistance? You may visit our website, census.gov/ACS, or call 1-800-354-7271 if you need assistance or more information. We're going to go into this also. As you see, they have it also in Spanish. And you can see they also have it in multiple languages. More, and more, and more, and more. And then we've got this. Okay, then there's going to be this coming up. The U.S. Census Bureau is conducting an American Community Survey. In a few days, you'll receive an American Community Survey questionnaire in the mail. Because you're living in the United States, you're required by law to respond to the survey. If you have questions about it, What is the American Survey? and we've already gone over that. Will my answers be kept to the survey? It's just basically a repeat of the same thing, and they've got it in Spanish also. There's in the Spanish version and the whole thing, and that's in the blue packet that comes in. So basically, we've got lots of stuff. Let's go ahead and close these out. If you answer anything the government asks you, you are waiving your rights under the Fifth Amendment. Just like you would never incriminate yourself with law enforcement, you should not do so with any federal agency. When talking to cops, you're required to give only your name. You're not required to produce ID unless you're operating a vehicle or if you're in a bar. All of it will be held against you in the court of law. So too can this information. By answering any of these questions, you're waiving your Fifth Amendment rights, which are: no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Now let's think about this for a moment. What does this mean? Your information is private property. It's saleable. In today's world, your private information is a negotiable instrument in business. So you need to know that. You need to understand that. By citing the law in fines and etc., it's criminalizing the individual and requiring the individual to be a witness against himself. In addition, we are at war. We are in actual war right now, and everybody is in public danger. We are under the war on terror. Do you understand that? So this is what they're trying to do, is justify that we have to answer all these questions because they need this. They need this for whatever reasons. They call it, they can say whatever they want, but what the final outtake is that you are depriving yourself your Fifth Amendment rights when you answer these questions. Only questions that are reasonable for the census, and that's the decennial census every 10 years. So name of the individuals living in the house, the number of the individuals living in the house, and make sure that the address is of course correct. Okay, that crap about your plumbing, your income, and all this other jive is not. In addition to all that, you have the Fourth Amendment, which you're depriving yourself of. And originally it read, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. What's being seized? Your personal information. One is not secure in their homes when the threat of fines coerce compliance for this survey, which is not outlined in the Constitution. The decennial census is outlined in the Constitution. These surveys are not. Article 1, Section 2 of our Constitution reads, the actual enumeration shall be made within 3 years after the first meeting of Congress of the United States, with every subsequent term of 10 years, in such manner as they by law direct. Okay, so we're going to go into local government and municipalities. Functions of a local government. Under the Local Government Act of 1989, the function of a local government is very broad. Section 1 of the Act and Section 3A of the Act state that local government's purpose is the peace and order and good governance of their municipal district. In practice, this means that the individual councils can determine what they need to ensure the peace, order, and good governance of their municipalities. Essentially, each council makes its own decisions based on collective beliefs, the advice it receives, various financial considerations, legislative powers, and so on. If a council restricts its activities to roads, rates, and rubbish, and its various statutory obligations, it's a result of a series of political decisions rather than a legal determination which is based on the Act, and whatever designations the Council makes in this regard are ultimately reflected in the Council Plan and other strategic documents. What do these local governments do? Councils achieve their goals and fulfill their functions in various ways: planning and monitoring, service delivery, lawmaking and enforcement, policy development, representation, advocacy. Your local government is supposed to be allocating and dispersing funds for necessary things. This is not supposed to be found out through the U.S. Census, the decennial census, or the semi-decennial census, or the annual census survey bull crap that they're putting on us, guys. This is supposed to be handled by the local. In general, school districts are a separate local governmental body that might cross city borders. Now, these are good answers. Here's the thing. What is the Census Bureau doing working in this? This is what our local government is supposed to be doing and taking care of. They have this information. They know how much load there is on the infrastructure. You know, they say that it's all private and that your information does not get released to other parties. Well, I dare say that's not right. This is from census.gov/mp/www/cat/how-to-order. How to order. Visit our question and answer center for customer service tips. Most of our data is available online at American Fact Finder. We also provide links from the individual products to downloadable ACSII files. Our call center representatives will be happy to help you locate the best product for your special need. Additionally, we sell data in print-on-demand reports along with maps needed to use the data. The Customer Services Center is open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 through 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To place an order, call the Customer Services Center or fax your order to. Prepayment is required for all products that we sell. International customers add $25 to your total order. This includes shipments to Canada and Mexico. Shipping. Fee-based products are shipped by Federal Express at no additional charge to the customer. All other orders are shipped by USPS Priority Mail. CD-ROMs and DVDs are shipped within 3 to 5 business days. There are no charge for discs. Print-on-demand reports are shipped within 7 business days. Maps are shipped within 10 to 14 business days. Out-of-stock items and products being required special work, such as tape to CD-ROM conversion, take longer. They are selling the information. There is no way that the founders of our country imagined this. They're selling our information. So, this is my first part on this. I didn't know there was going to be a part 2. I just found out there's going to be a part 2 because I went and checked my mail, and it was yesterday that I got the census piece of paper. I got this packet. I just got another one. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. I hope you have a great 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, where you don't have to answer stupid questions by the government plebes and the government slaves. Okay? I love you guys. Have a happy and safe week. Find your quantum connections at truthfrequencyradio.com.